I don't think you understand how crazy this is. Yes, we're gonna talk about it. Sure, it was funny for a second. This is just getting weird now. She's one of the most popular people in the world right now for saying 2 words, and if you have no idea what I'm talking about, just ask in the comments. But before she made social media and before she made all of her merch and everything, she laid low for a little bit, and then she came out with a team of lawyers and managers. And just a few days ago, she released her Instagram, which has over 1 million followers and over 100 million views. And all of her posts are of someone recording her, of her going to concerts, selling merch, being interviewed, and one of the only questions she answered was if she was an industry plant.
I'm not an industry plant. It was not planned. Every bit of it was just there right in the moment because I had to ask what that meant. So that's false.
I mean, no one was thinking that at first, but now you have never seen a video be pushed out like that in your whole entire life. This is probably one of the quickest rises to fame that we have ever seen. Now she is reportedly going to LA/New York to take on her influencer lifestyle and make reality TV shows and join podcasts and the whole 9 yards. Keep in mind, this is all over 2 words.
I don't put it past it because you don't know who an industry plant is these days. I mean, hell, I could be an industry plant for all you know, but I ain't got enough followers and don't get enough views. So you couldn't say that I was an industry plant. I'm as real as it gets.
Listen to this man's prediction on an American revolution, and I will talk after.
This is my prediction for the events that are going to lead up to the next revolution that everybody is talking about here in the U.S. I think what's going to wind up happening is everybody here on TikTok is talking about a revolution. They're wanting to stand up. They're wanting to make a difference. They're wanting to do something. Everybody is waiting. Nobody is doing anything. Everybody is waiting for that one person to basically pull the trigger. And once one person does it, then everybody else will kind of follow suit. But no one wants to actually be the one to pull the trigger, just in case it backfires, because we're afraid. I think what's going to happen is, since the government decided to come out with this new draft bill, there's a lot of people here on this app who are saying that they're not going to send their kids to go fight a war in this country that they didn't start. But the way the U.S. is right now, no one wants to fight a war for the military in this country. So what I think is going to happen is, in July or August, as some people have predicted, we're going to get told that we are at war with whoever. The government is going to try and enforce this draft bill that they did, and people aren't going to like that, and they're going to stand their ground and fight whoever comes to their door to try to seize their kids to go fight this war. And all hell is going to break loose. That's just my prediction.
And it's a pretty valid one, honestly. I've been saying a line will be drawn in the sand. If you look through my comments, you see people always saying, "All right, man, just pop this shit off already." And nobody wants to make that first move. But if you even talk around to people that are asleep, that believe in their vote matters, they're fed up. They're sick of it. Of course, you got your fake patriots out there, you know, go out there and fight for our freedom, which they're just uneducated. But what do you think? I've been saying a line's going to get drawn in the sand. And think about that. You got a lot of woke people up here, and say the government comes and tries to take their kids? Yeah,
ain't nobody going for
I can see that playing out. And it's funny he said August, which is also like a triple threat. You got the collapse of the economy, hyperinflation, World War III, commercial housing market crash, homeless migrants in every city, draft, and they took your First Amendment. We're getting to the boiling point. Be ready to remember what you asked for. Peace to the gods.
Yeah, I can kind of see that playing out because, you know, I always speak about, like, when the stuff does hit the fan, how we might need a code word or something to identify each other. Well, for the ones who think like us, yeah, nobody wants to make that first move. And the truth of the matter is you can't make the first move because who am I risking my life for? How do I know that if I make the first move, that anybody else will move with me? Those are the questions you got to ask. The same people that's sitting behind the cameras talking about people want this revolution but don't want to make the first move are those people. Also, I'll never speak about what type of revolution we need. All I speak about is what we need to do once things do happen, how we need to band together. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a fight. We can actually live off grid, and we can protect ourselves when danger presents itself. That's a whole nother story.
The reason why I'm saying transphobia is because it's clear on this panel that a lot of you on this panel believe that there is only one type of woman, which is cisgender women, and anyone else does not prescribe.
And before we get all into that, let me say I have nothing against the LGBTQ community. But what I do hate is when you try to take your ideology and put it on people who are straight, and you try to make this cis women thing a real thing, and it's not, because a woman is all there is. There is no other kind of woman. You can create this thing in your head, but it just ain't. I mean, think about it. Without a real woman, the one and only woman, you wouldn't even exist. So I'm gonna let them talk after this. I have nothing else to say.
That definition for you all.
No,
and in my opinion, that is transphobic.
Here's what I
believe. You
believe.
only believe that cisgender women are women, and everyone else
are there different
is
types
not
of black
included in the
people?
conversation.
Or is black just black?
It's called diaspora.
That's because
you don't know that?
it's because
Caribbeans,
black is just
Jamaicans.
black. Just like there is no such thing as cisgender and transgender. There are just women. You can embellish your titles whatever you want.
Why are you conflating
and walk down the
race
street
with gender?
Let me ask you this, Ernest. Ernest, let me ask you this.
Why are you conflating race with gender?
Hang on, don't all shout. Ernest,
Well,
let me ask you this.
kind of gender, bro.
If I now identify as a black man, am I a black man?
No.
Why are you conflating race with gender, Pierce?
I'm just
It's
asking
not
you a
the same
question,
thing.
Ernest.
That's intellectually dishonest.
It's
No,
not.
if I identify...
That's intellectually dishonest.
Maybe, but it's a question you don't want to answer, isn't it? If self-identity is limitless...
Because
I'm
race is
now a
not
black
the same
man
as gender.
called Ernest.
Because race is
Am
not
I-
the same as gender.
Am I a black man if I say I'm a black man?
Say it again.
Am I a black man
Listen,
if I say I'm a black
you
man?
Can be.
Am I?
No.
No, because you're
Exactly.
a black man, because
Thank you.
it's race.
So you don't
because race
respect
is
my
not the same as
rights
gender.
to identify as a black man, do you? Do you think it's ridiculous?
You can identify as a black man. You can identify as a black man, Pierce, but I know you lean on white privilege more than anything else.
Okay,
So
just to be
you wouldn't
clear,
if you wanted to.
you wouldn't respect my
So don't
rights
even
to
be
identify as a...
influenced.
You don't respect my rights to identify as a black man. In fact, you think it's ridiculous, don't you, Ernest?
You could, Pierce, you could if you wanted to. And
Yeah,
the reality is
would
that
you
in
respect
society,
me,
a white
Ernest?
man like you
Would you
can
respect
identify
me?
as black
Would you
and
respect
not,
me
and not
and
be
refer
harmed.
You know, and it's crazy because the only thing he is saying is that if I identify as a black man, which he is not, does that make him black? If he identifies as a black man, does that make him black? And it doesn't. And you're saying because that is true, then he doesn't respect your rights to identify as a woman. And you're not a woman.
In the same way that a transgender person would.
Would you respect me and refer to me
Say
as
it
a black
again?
man? Would you respect me and refer to me as a black man? Yes or no?
Sweating bullets. No.
No.
Thank you, Ernest.
Ignorant.
Now, we don't ever see storm patterns move like this, right? This is not following the natural jet stream. This is not something that looks normal if you actually watch the way that it's headed, right? It's literally, deliberately crawling its way towards the exact bottom or the direct bottom of Texas, and then it's making a sharp, direct turn, which again, it couldn't be more clear how quickly this thing hits the coast and then turns inland towards Houston. Now, why would they hit a city like Houston? Well, multiple reasons, right? Smart city infrastructure. The cities have to be torn down. Remember during the outbreak, all of these cities that had small business owners, like New York, for example, there's delis in New York. There's small places in New York City that have been there for a long time. People who inherited the property there never wanted to get rid of the property there because they made money there, whether it's newspapers, newsstands, things like that that have been there for a long time. They were forced to close shop because of the shutdowns and the lockdowns, because they weren't able to keep up with their rent payments. They weren't able to keep their businesses open because so many people were locked down. That was done by design to move small businesses out to shut them down and then to scoop up the property. And then again, remember this smart city infrastructure and this AI governance that they've constantly told us about. They have to destroy and put in and rebuild a lot of these properties to update them so that they can be smart savvy, right? So that they can be Bluetooth enabled, all these other things that go into having a smart city from a technological aspect. So look at this storm. I mean, this is not normal.
Guys, you see the video on the Grey Goo? It happened already. We're living it. Alright? The old world is gone. What you've been reading about in those texts, it was destroyed. Alright? In 2012. They uprooted.
In one of my earlier videos, I spoke about when I was on that CERN tip, I spoke about how CERN allegedly cut us off at 2012 and created some type of timeline jump where we're always repeating 2012. It's crazy how this stuff is coming back around. It really is.
It's CERN and put you in a bubble. Yeah, you on the dark side of the moon. True Earth is all water. That's why y'all laws of the sea. They're giving you Atlantis laws and you on land. Alright, the docking papers, your birth certificate, is all dealing with the seas. True Earth is a water world. That's why they gave you what they call that movie with the Aquaman.
Actor Sacha Baron Cohen may have uncovered a pedophile ring while filming one of his TV shows. So in the series Who is America, Sacha Baron Cohen traveled around America. And in the show he did a lot of crazy things like getting Dick Cheney to sign a waterboarding kit and having Roy Moore take a pedophile lie detector test. But the stuff that they filmed in Las Vegas was so dark that they ended up sending it to the FBI. In this specific scene, Sacha, who was playing a character, was interviewing a concierge in Las Vegas. In the interview, Sacha told the concierge that he had molested an 8-year-old boy. Now this is weird, but he justified this as saying this is extreme comedy and we wanted to see what he would say. Now I'm going to read you a quote from Sacha. He said, "Instead, this concierge stays in the room and I go, listen, you got to help me get rid of the problem." And this guy starts advising Gio how to get rid of this issue. We even at one point talk about murdering the boy, and the concierge is just saying, well, listen, I'm really sorry. In this country, we can't just drown the boy. This is America. We don't do that. And then in the end, he puts me in touch with a lawyer who can silence the boy. It became really dark stuff. So, as if this interview couldn't get any darker, somehow this footage does. Sacha then asked the concierge if he could help him find a date for the night. Sacha told the concierge he wanted a young boy, quote, lower than bar mitzvah, but older than 8. And this concierge allegedly told him, yeah, I can put you in touch with somebody who can get you some boys like that. Now, this gets a little interesting as well. This is a quote from Sacha. He said, "We immediately turned over the footage to the FBI because we thought perhaps there's this pedophile ring in Las Vegas that's operating for these very wealthy men." And this concierge said that he'd worked for politicians and various billionaires. But in the end, the FBI decided not to pursue it. That's really concerning to me. Why would the FBI not look into something like this? I mean, they have hidden camera footage of somebody admitting that they can procure young boys for money. Bro. And yet, yeah, the FBI never officially looked into it. Sacha and his team turned this footage over. The rest is history. Nothing ever came of this. Now, obviously, there have been some allegations made against Sacha by Rebel Wilson recently. I covered those on TikTok, but what do you guys make of this story? Do you think that there's a pedophile ring operating in Las Vegas? If you want to hear more true crime stories, listen to the podcast Murder in America that I co-host with my wife, Courtney. The podcast is available on all streaming platforms.
Yeah, I don't put anything past Hollywood, man. And for him to uncover that stuff by accident sound fishy to me too. Is that real? It's like some sort of like smoke or gas or something, making a picture. Or a floating rug or something.
Look at what happened.
What? Wait, I gotta rewind that back. Hold up, hold up.
Look at what happened.
Did he get shot in the ear? Oh, man.
Hold, when you're ready, on you. Ready, move, up, move, go. Hawkeye's here. You ready?
Bro, I do not know if that's real or fake or whatever, but man, that's crazy. Damn, did this happen today? It was moments ago, so it had to happen today. Yeah, it had to happen today. They posted this 2 hours ago. Like, what did he get shot with, though? That's my question. What did he get shot with? I don't know, man. What y'all think, man?
This isn't a joke. Somebody just Trump. I don't want to be the tinfoil hat guy here. So tell me if this looks real to you.
Is that yellow in his hand?
Also, this photo op seems just so perfect. The flag, the blood. I'm going to be the person to point out some of the things. Look at the yellow in the right hand on the way up to the head.
I saw
My
that.
personal reaction would be to do the same thing on the way down, but that is a little... If you were getting rid of something, there is no blood on the hand as it's returning down.
Nope.
Also, the person who did it has been already, so there's that. I've slowed it down, I've zoomed in, something feels off. There's a quote very recently that said, "We will do this as long as the left allows for no bloodshed," and it just feels too coincidental. I think this potentially opens a door that we're all kind of uncomfortable about, but I'm asking, am I tinfoil hatting here?
Nope.
I have heard somebody say that the blood may have occurred from being huddled on at 80 years old. Makes that tracks.
Believe nothing and question everything. I say it all the time. We gotta get the facts. We gotta get the details.
Dear black people who are cool with white folks and doesn't judge anybody by their skin tone, are you willing to be my friend? That's all I wanted to know. That's all I wanted to find out.
Y'all need to listen very closely on what he just said.
I'm gonna go to South Korea. We're gonna get the chip boot. What are you doing?
Let me play that again and watch his eyes. Again, listen very closely if you didn't hear.
I'm gonna go to South Korea. We're gonna get the chip boot. What are you doing? I'm gonna get Japan and Korea back together again after
So that's a little alarming to me, especially with how wide his eyes were.
Man,
and
like
he goes, "What are you doing?"
Like he saw a
And
ghost.
goes to another subject. Also, another thing that I can't play on here, he talked about the project, that's supposed to be happening next year, so to say. Now, tonight's speech was very interesting because it dealt with a lot of good questions, but it made a lot of people feel that these were set up questions to trying to get him to step down. He was asked several times about it, and he constantly reminded everybody that he was going to be continuing in the race. What's your thoughts on what you heard earlier? Take care. God bless.
Hear me out. What if Trump did this shit to win the election? He want motherfuckers to feel sorry for him. Hear me out now. Y'all, don't fall for it, bitch. Don't do it. Don't do it. Cause he got up and did this. This shit don't sit right with me. That shit ain't sit right with me. What possessed him in his mind, bitch? This us. This him? This is y'all. No, y'all do this him some shit. No, y'all, you don't borrow no fucking business, bitch. This us him. Give us our shit. Damn, we can't have nothing. Now they gonna turn this shit to Clear History Month. I already know it. I know it. This month gonna be dedicated to them. And this day right here is gonna be the biggest day. This day, 2nd, 4th of July. I'm knowing, bitch. And they already made Juneteenth a national holiday. Imagine this shit now. All right, then. Yeah, because they need some shit now. They need something. Because that's why he did this shit him. Wait the fuck. I'm telling y'all, I'm on to some shit. That bitch gonna be all right. He set that shit up himself. He wanted that shit to happen. And then it was slow at first. He was like, okay, it's happening now. Oh, shit. damn, that motherfucker really shot me, bitch.
And it's crazy because some black people still don't want Trump to win. You know, me, I'm not sure about anybody, but there are a lot of black people that are voting. I'm just not sure. I am part of no political party at all. I just don't want to be in it. I'm for whoever's going to do the best at giving this country a fair chance, like it's supposed to be, or putting this country back in its rightful place. And I ain't talking about the place when slavery existed. I'm talking about this rightful place where everybody can thrive, financially, mentally, spiritually, just a wholesome country again. Because right now, man, we losing.
Mayor of Houston, John Whitmer, or wherever the fuck your name is, you a bogus motherfucker from getting up here and speaking out, talking about that you really with the people and that you know what the darkness look like and that your house is without power also. These people pulled up to your shit and guess what? You got all type of policemen and all this shit in front of your crib because you know that people was gonna come and check up on that shit. Your whole neighborhood look like it got power. So why the fuck is you even sitting back and lying to these people? And why the hell is the grid study going down every time somebody look up? Texas got its own power grid and also can be its own sovereign country as that one state. Let's just be honest. This shit is getting out of hand. And for one, you motherfuckers know what the fuck is really going on because y'all all a part of the goddamn plan. Y'all know for a fact that that category 1 ain't supposed to do all of that shit. But guess what y'all did? Y'all made sure that certain levees and shit like that in certain areas can flood. It is y'all fault. That's who fault it is. Now all of these peoples out here with no electricity still. No place to fucking go. None of that shit. Not food and shit spoiling. All types of shit. These people actually need help. And you on this motherfucker talking about you know how they feel. You don't know shit. You don't know not a goddamn thing. Now, which y'all got something to do with all this heart machines and all this other shit because a hurricane just don't slow down and pick back up like that. We know what the fuck really going on. And y'all need to get up out the shit that y'all on right now. I don't know what the fuck it is, but y'all need to get the fuck up off of it. Be honest, y'all don't even give a fuck about the people. That's what we should have started. So let's just start right back right there. Y'all ass don't give a fuck about none of the people. Because if y'all did, all of the shit would have already been up by now. It wouldn't been taking no 5 motherfucking days to get nothing complete. Let's just start right there. If it's a disaster like that, you should be having help coming out from all different type of areas to help these people in order for the citizens to not be going through the situation that they're going through right now.
Do y'all understand how serious it is for those people in Houston right now and what they going through? Like, we all up here in the upper part of the states, and we only got the after winds. And I'm talking about my mid-south, upper southern people. We only got the after winds. They got all of that. And one of their levees broke. Well, we know it broke. It didn't break, but it broke. You get what I'm saying? So, and look, I'm not trying to make nobody feel bad, but what I'm saying is look how disconnected we are. First of all, we're disconnected by states. We're super far away from each other. There's no camaraderie amongst us, and we're supposed to be Americans. And then you got people like this running our countries and running our states and running our cities, man. And they're allowing this stuff to happen because they have been given hush money to go along with the program, or else. You know, it runs deep, man. It runs deep, and I think that we should start paying more attention to these type of things. And I'm just saying, not just wait on a TikTok to go and find out what's going on. You know, do research and find out what ways we can help. You know, if there's any kind of GoFundMe's or anything, like, that's not my job. My job is to find out for me, and your job is to find out for yourself. You know, because we're all responsible for our actions ourselves. I'm not responsible for nobody else's actions.
Hey guys, check out this amazing footage of what looks like a city in the clouds. This city has been seen in Toronto, Canada, as well as different places in Germany and also Russia. It looks like a floating city in the clouds. And no one on social media could seem to figure out what this is. No one knows if it's a spaceship. To me, it looks like a city floating on some type of spaceship device. This very same mystery has also been seen on the oceans. People on the beaches from Africa all the way to Australia, all the way to California, have claimed to seen these cities floating whether in the sky or on top of the ocean. Could this be a extraterrestrial city? What is this? Please comment below if you know, guys.
A floating city in the clouds in front of the sun. Yeah. I have so many questions.
Tom McDonald says the quiet part out loud. And honestly, if the American public does not realize the statement that he says is actually fact, we're going to keep repeating the same cycle. We're going to keep being perpetuated to the same direction. We're going to keep destroying ourselves and wishing, hoping for a savior, like all our states of control do to us. Wakey, wakey.
No matter who you vote for, what team you decide to like endorse, it's going to go to shit anyway.
Correct.
And then they're going to be like, well, you chose this person and it's going to shit. And it's like, okay, well, is it a democracy or is it a fucking trick? Because if you give me 3 sandwiches and it's fucking dog shit, cat shit, and bird shit, and I choose one of them and start eating it and go, wow, this tastes like shit. And you say, well, you chose to eat that one. And I'm like, the 3 fucking choices you gave me were all shit.
Exactly.
Like, and that's just, you know, from a million feet, that's what this whole thing seems like to me. Agreed. It's like, it's not even about like, people say like, oh, it's divide and conquer and shit. It's beyond that at this point. They amplify the voices that you're talking about, so we divide ourselves. Like, they don't even have to step in and be like, okay, whites over here and blacks over here and gays over here and straights over here. They just amplify these super fucking extreme voices.
They want conflict. They want conflict, so we're not focused on the real issue.
Right. Exactly.
So I feel that nothing gets done.
The fucking smoke.
They're like, dude, they're busy fighting over here about trans rights. And when most of us like, we don't care, whatever they want to do. Like, no, but you hate them.
Is he lying?
Nope.
Think about the social issues they use against us. And we're so dumb. As a population, we are fucking dumb. We're so dumb. Because
it's not that we're dumb. Most of us know what the is going on. But it's easier to just trust in Jesus. It's easier to trust in God. It's easier to trust in the Most High. It's easier to trust in Krishna because we don't have to deal with it directly. And it's easier to say the devil did it than to say, I made a bad mistake. That's the problem. Nobody is accountable or holding themselves fucking accountable. So that's why nobody takes action to do anything. That's what the fuck is going on. And I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all know I don't really curse like that, man. But I'm upset because everything that he said was facts. I've been saying it. It's all a trick. That's what it is. It's a trick. We have been conditioned to believe that there is a left and a right when there's only one. There's always been a dictatorship. We just couldn't see it because it's been masked by red and blue. And I'm just saying, y'all, everybody's talking about we need to do this and we need to do that. It's too late. It's too late. We still pick up our phones and scroll. We still watch TV. You might as well live this life the way you live it and just perish and try it again another lifetime. That's it.
Because we continue to have these conversations about nothing. It's a straight misdirection tactic. And in return, what does that do? We start blaming each other instead of looking at the head of the snake. What is that head of the snake? And I'm here to tell you, it really isn't, and this is deeper than what they're saying, it isn't the Republican or Democratic parties. They are puppets. It's who's above them.
Yeah.
A lot of y'all think this is conspiracy, and I can say it's speculation right now just for entertainment and educational purpose that this video does not get taken down for misinformation. This is speculation and this is my opinion. And nothing is valid that what I'm saying. But when you start looking at the states of control, like how I started this video, and aligning your social security number, your birth certificate, and it heading directly back to the crown in the Vatican, and realizing that Rome never
got destroyed, it just turned into a church?
It did.
I start understanding the system a whole lot better.
Bro.
Peace to the gods.
I spoke on this 1,000 times. Rome never got destroyed. It turned into the Vatican. And that's why they sent St. Patrick out during the Dark Ages to try to change everybody's mind to switch over to Catholicism, Christianity eventually. You know, that's what happened. And that's what's happening now. We're in another dark age, or we're heading into it. This is how they got people to go into the dark ages. If they're trying to present this dictatorship to everyone, they need to create scenarios that'll make you think that, oh, we'll be better off with a dictator, which we already have had. We've already had a dictatorship. It's just been masked and covered up by the red and blue. Period. I already said this.
Look, I'm American. I think I'll use my credit card.
You know something I was thinking about? What if that's a real alien, bro?
The hell is on his head?
In plain sight. What if that's a freaking alien in real life, bro? Think about that.
I've thought about it, and nope. No. It's a costume. It's clearly a costume. You can look at that and tell it's a costume. We know what real skin looks like, and he has the mouth of a human. Why he got teeth? What does he eat? I thought extraterrestrials were highly intelligent. They can feed themselves through the mind. As far as I'm concerned, I've never heard anybody talk about an alien's diet, but that's just the way I think. And I also forgot to say, I'm going to say this and I'm going to leave it here, but it is what it is. Y'all know what I mean when I say what I say. And let's talk about Trump getting shot. Now, if you believe he got shot, then you know what? I ain't trying to double down on it and make it seem like that it may be false. But what I am going to say is, I've always talked about how TV is propaganda. And the way those shots, not shots, I'm talking about like camera shots, were set up, it looks like it was just too coincidental that it was so perfect. It was too coincidental that it was so perfect. And it kind of goes back to a lot of iconic moments in history where things like that have happened. And it makes you think, were those things staged too? And we had no way of seeing these things because digital technology wasn't as advanced as it is now. And now that it is, we can really look at things and we can really zoom in and see things for what they are. Ain't too much these people can get away with. So this is why they're trying to usher into dictatorship so fast. Because we're figuring it out. We're figuring it out, people. And now they don't know what else to do. After a while, they're going to get tired of the shenanigans and they just going to come out and say, look, we own y'all. Y'all are still slaves. Forget what you told, what you were told. You are slaves to this country. And then what are you going to do? Nothing. But sit up and scream and blah, 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 whatever. No. There's always something you can do. And I will not speak that on this channel because the revolution will not be televised. Because it starts in the mind. And like-minded people, revolution will be similar. I won't have to say anything. I refuse to be a slave to something that was built on the backs of my people. And you should refuse, if you're any other color, you should refuse to be a slave to a system that was created by your people, but still put you in chains too. So here it is. This is a matter of doing the right thing, not who's black, who's white, who's left, or who's right. I can't ever speak on this enough, man, because it is a message that has to be conveyed. And whether you're listening to it or not, you know the truth. You see what's going on. They play in our faces. And as good as we want Trump to be, he's a part of everything that we've always talked about. Sad to say. And you can believe it, or you can continue to be a fool and be fooled. Fine by me. Because when everything hits the fan, you won't be tagging along with me. Because you'll slow me down and you'll put me in harm's way. And I can't risk it. You're on your own. And like I always say, do what you will with that information. And hey, if you like what you saw, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you know when I upload. Get in the description, follow all my social media. And remember, challenge the argument and not the person.